world lead now. Remember when the president ordered a full and rapid withdrawal of U.S. troops from Syria back in December? Well, after criticism from allies and military leaders cautioning against completely pulling all personnel from the region, the White House is now saying about 400 troops will stay behind to help with peacekeeping. CNN's Barbara Starr just got back from Syria, where she was with the commander of U.S. Central Command and saw firsthand what exactly U.S. service members are still facing on the ground.
I'm not reversing course.
President Trump late today insisting he hasn't changed his plan to bring troops home from Syria, despite Press Secretary Sarah Sanders saying in a statement a small peacekeeping group of about 200 will remain in Syria for a period of time, a change from what Trump himself said in December.
They're all coming back, and they're coming back now. We won.
Within hours of Sanders' statement, even the 200 number changed. Now, White House and Pentagon officials say the number could go higher. Perhaps more than 400 U.S. troops will stay in Syria. It's expected to all be part of an international force of 1,500 coalition and U.S. troops to enforce a northern safe zone that would keep out armed forces. The original order of a full withdrawal brought fierce criticism. According to the Washington Post, Senator Lindsey Graham reportedly called it the dumbest blank idea I've ever heard. Now, with some troops staying, Graham seems to quell his criticism.
It was a very smart decision by the president. He listened to sound military advice. He adjusted his policies. The goal is to make sure ISIS doesn't come back.
Under the new plan, U.S. troops could provide intelligence and surveillance and even targeting for airstrikes. They will operate in two areas. In northern Syria to help convince U.S. allies to also remain engaged there, as well as to protect the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, who has led the fight against ISIS. Turkey threatened an incursion into northern Syria to attack the Kurds they see as terrorists. A second group of U.S. troops will remain near the border with Jordan and Iraq to assist the SDF hunt for the remains of ISIS. All this as troops and their equipment are packing up, prepared to leave by the end of April. But ISIS is not gone.
They still retain the leadership, they've retained fighters, they've retained facilitators, they have resources.
The U.S. commander of the entire coalition is warning the SDF not to partner up with the Assad regime or the Russians.
There is no relationship with the regime. There's no relationship with the Russians. So that'll be severed.
So ISIS still very much a threat in Syria, potentially capable of attacking the U.S., a growing threat in Afghanistan. We learned that last week traveling with the general. And if you think ISIS is defeated, as the president seems to think, well, think again. Jake?
All right, Barbara Starr at the Pentagon for us. Thank you so much. New CNN reporting on President Trump's 2020 strategy.